Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing channel. My name is Jikara, and I am a spiritual healing facilitator. So if you're here for the first time, this is me, and I have this channel to really just talk about everything spiritual and everything that has to do with healing ourselves and introduce you to different practitioners as well as talking about everything that has to do with woo. So if you like anything from what I said, then you are in the right place. So I want to thank you all for being here, and I just kind of wanted to do a couple of announcements before we get started with our the practitioner that I have today, coming in as my invitee, or I don't know how to say that, but I do have Dawn coming in next week. We're going to be talking about the throat chakra, so you want to make sure that you come back next Thursday to learn about how to heal your throat chakra with crystals. And today I have a really amazing friend, and I listen. I call him a practitioner, but he's really a friend, and I'm so grateful to have crossed paths with him. I met him through a practitioners community, and I've participated in a couple of healings with him. We've done some exchanges, as well as I participated in one of his mediumship circles, which was so healing for me, and I was so grateful to be part of that. And we had him last time. He was talking about shamanic journeying, and this time around he is coming back to talk about how to connect with spirit animals. So if you follow this channel, you already know who I'm talking about. But if you don't, then I'm just gonna say his name is Maurice Sinclair, and he is I want to say like a neo shaman, kind of like this well, his name and on Instagram says it all. It's ancient made modern. So basically everything that has to do with the ancient practices and how do we include these in the modern times, which I really love, and aligns so much with the way I work as well. So I see here there's some comments coming through from some people. Hi Peggy, hi Fabrice, hi Alexis. So happy that you guys are here. If you're here from Meetup, let me know in the comments. I love it when I get people coming in from Meetup. So let me know if this is your first time. I'd love to find out. And if you're tuning in from Facebook or any other place, please let me know. Also, if you're tuning in from Facebook, make sure that you scroll down at the end of the description. There's going to be a little link that you have to click in order for me to be able to see your name. So if you want me to be able to see your name, you want to make sure that you click on that link to give StreamYard permission to so that I can see your name. Also, one last thing that I want to say before I bring in Maurice. I want to thank every single person that has signed up for my Cosmic Light Activation membership. Those of you who have signed up for this is a monthly membership that I have going on, which is really helping me support this channel. It's helping me support these live streams. As you guys know, I don't have anyone that's really paying for these. I don't have any sponsors, and hopefully I'll get to that point eventually. But for now, I'm really reaching out to my community, which is you, those of you who are watching right now. So I wanted to kind of just thank those who have been participating on the Cosmic Light Activation membership. I'm so grateful for all of you, and you mean the world to me. And I just kind of wanted to say that, and I wanted to celebrate you by putting your name here and thanking you. So thank you so much. If you are interested in signing up for this in the future, right now I don't have it open, but you can sign up for my email list at the bloominglotushealing.com so that you can sign up whenever I have that available. I will be sending an email out to those who are part of my subscriber list on my newsletter. So, but anyway, I'll stop now talking about me, because today is not about me. Today is about Maurice. So I'm going to bring him in. Hi, Maurice.
Hey.
Welcome. So grateful to have you here again. And yeah, so how are you doing today? How's your day going?
Pretty good. Pretty chill, intentionally, because I know I'd be doing this. But good overall. I'm happy to be here and like honored to be back. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're back. And I just kind of wanted to check with everyone. Can you all hear me well? Because I wanted to make sure that my audio is okay. Your audio is not coming off too good, Maurice. Maybe
Oh,
you
mine
can
is.
turn off your, yeah. So is everyone hearing a pop when I speak? Let me know in the comments. It's okay. This is
I
part
am
of
hearing a
this.
pop when you speak, actually. I can hear that. Is mine popping too?
Yeah, yours is happening.
Interesting. Yeah, I think both of us, because like whenever you speak, I can hear it, and then I can't hear when I speak.
Oh, oh, wow. That's so interesting. Okay. So can you guys hear the popping sound on Maurice's side as well? Let me know in the comments. So for recess, yes, all clear. And then let's see. Yeah, so Alexis is coming from Meetup. Awesome, awesome. Peggy, Michelle is coming from Meetup. Awesome. Pauline is coming from Meetup. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You can hear a little pop. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I think this is a StreamYard situation, y'all. So please forgive us. I'm gonna turn off my mic real quick. And turn it back on so to see if this makes it better.
I turned mine off temporarily. How's mine?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear the popping sound?
Actually, I can't. Oh, what about mine?
Yours I can. Yeah. Try to undo your I don't know if you have a mic or not.
Yeah, well,
Or if you want, try to come out of StreamYard and come back in. Sorry guys, this is part of the deal, okay? This is what happens when we're doing live stuff, okay? It's just the way it is. But Peggy says it's better. Okay, so
I'll be back. Yeah, let me just go out real
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, I see everyone is saying. Okay, but in the meantime, I just kind of wanted to just thank all of you. Maurice is kind of popping in and out to make sure that his audio is good. I want to make sure that y'all are good and can hear everything properly. I've been having trouble with StreamYard lately with this, so please let me know if you're hearing any popping sound or if you're hearing something. If it's not coming out well, let me know. I'm gonna have to reach out to them and see what's going on. Okay, you're back.
How do I sound now?
You sound good. Yes.
Cool. Okay. That's a little troubleshoot we can do next time. Okay.
Yeah, a little troubleshooting, but it's all good though. It's all good. This is why we have such a beautiful fam here, that they are just so loving and supportive. So thank you y'all for helping us with this part. Hi Jess. Hi AG. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that all of y'all are here. So okay. So now that we fixed that, okay, today we're going to be talking about connecting to the spirit animals. And Maurice, I kind of wanted to just ask you about how did you get started with connecting with your spirit animals? How did that even come into your peripherals?
So I like that question because I think it kind of came in layers. Before I kind of understood consciously, I guess, about connecting to spirit animals, it would have began with me with kind of an early introduction to my main spirit guides, the crows and the ravens. And I didn't back then. I just knew that there was something happening. I just couldn't understand or tell. I knew when I was around them that I would feel things and get things. And back then I was still in college, so I was an English major. So like I just remember writing like a bunch of like papers and poetry and like kind of just essays to myself, like not for class or anything, just about it, just to kind of express it and get it out. And later on down the line, I had an idea for a tattoo to represent the love between my great grandparents, because for me that was like the only example that I had of like a love that actually like worked. And it's a tattoo on my arm, or well, it's a tattoo on my arm, and it's of like crows flying out of roses. The roses were like because of they represented the love, but also in her garden that she had, that she tended to with my great grandfather, they were the flowers that lasted the longest, so well into the cold season. And I noticed that, and for me, that became a personal symbol of like the long lasting like love through the like the difficult and cold times. And and I asked my grandmother, so what's your favorite bird? Before I got the tattoo, I didn't tell her. I was like, well, what's your favorite bird? And she was like, well, I really like the little ones because they come around a lot, but I really like the crows, the black ones, she called them. And I was like, okay. And that's why I got that. And then like over the years, like I more and more connections would come in, and I realized like, okay, there's something happening. So flash forward to, like, I know I talked about it a little probably last time, but to 2016, I think it was, when I started to get into shamanism. And one of the first things I came across was shamanic journey, and one of the requirements of shamanic journey was connecting with your spirit guide, your animal spirit guides. And I thought to myself, well, over the years, like, I think crows are mine, because they've been coming up kind of frequently. And that's how I kind of was introduced to the concept of having spirit animals and spirit guides. And from then it kind of expanded, and more animals kind of came into my awareness and made themselves known, and uh, delivered different types of messages to me in different ways and through different mediums. And I just kind of, yeah, that's that's the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, so it was a long process for me. It wasn't like I opened a book and was like, oh, there's a thing. Like, it was kind of like a slow burn over like the course of a decade for me to really realize the importance of them, and that all of us have them.
Yeah, that's incredible. And so it's so beautiful that, it is kind of like a very personal process for us, right? Like, so when we're and I would think, right, it's just, at least for you, it was kind of like it was already showing up in your life, and then you kind of like figure it out, oh, this is what it is. So would you say, like, for example, for those of us who maybe notice that we're coming into contact with certain animals often, maybe when we're out in nature, or maybe we see them a lot, like just out and around, like we're going from the to the car or walking, and we see we see them kind of like in our peripherals. Would you say that we should consider them as possibly them trying to speak to us and being part of our spirit team?
Yes, and like, I think the what is one of the biggest distinguishing factors is that they'll come around in kind of strange ways and unexpected ways, and in unexpected frequency. So, for example, you might see a praying mantis, and you're like, I've never even seen a praying mantis before, but it's sitting right on your car. And you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
strange. And then you kind of go throughout your day, and then you turn on the TV, there's a praying mantis on the TV, and you're like, well, okay, that's interesting. And then you go to the store and you see a praying mantis toy in the aisle, and you're like, okay, something's happening, because like the way that spirit animals express themselves and show themselves to us isn't just through physical living animals. They will kind of
Mm.
embody different symbols, physical and non-physical. And it's they'll usually do really well. They'll always really do really well to get our attention. So it's not as simple as, so for example, you might see a squirrel outside. You might think to yourself, I see squirrels every day, whatever. But then a squirrel runs up to your window and tries to get in. You're like, okay, so what's what's happening here? And then you go outside and there's a squirrel right on the step. You know what I mean? So like, it's not just every animal that you come across, it's their behavior and the frequency in which it happens. You feel it from the inside. You don't really have to put a lot of thought into it, because it'll jog you. You'll feel it from the inside, of like, okay, this might mean something. It's our responsibility, I feel, to like kind of just dive into that and allow it to expand. Do some research. Literally hop on Google, grab a book, ask people, and you find that the information that comes through these different mediums ends up being exactly what you need when it comes to these specific animals.
That's incredible. And you know what? One of the things that I was thinking about as well is that, the fact that, they don't have to come into your life in that physical form, but just the thought, or just even having a dream about them, or and then kind of like that dream being very leaving an impression on you, that can be that animal. Now, I have found that sometimes there's certain animals that tend to be more of a, like, they tend to be the ones that are meant to be with you all the time, but then sometimes some animals are just coming passing by just to kind of give you a message.
Mm.
So how can we bring that distinction between the ones that we know are here to stay and to take us on this journey forward on this lifetime, and the ones that are just really on a passing note, right? Just kind of just sharing a message with us.
The animals that feel most
Oh, and then I didn't
representative.
mean to interrupt, but they're hearing the popping sound again. So can you guys hear the popping sound with me too? Let me know in the comments. And sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with let me just see if there's something that needs to be cleared over here. Bear
But
with
you can
me.
definitely hear with me when I talk.
Yeah, I definitely hear it.
I don't know what I can do about that. Let's see if maybe if I plug in headphones.
Try the headphones and see if that will help. Is that magnetic energy of yours?
Oh, what do you say?
Is that magnetic energy of yours?
I know, I know. That's actually a thing too. It happens. Like, can you hear
It
me
is
better
a
now?
thing. No, you might need to do the same thing that we did before.
Oh, I gotta
It's
log out.
it's okay. It's
Okay.
okay. Y'all be patient with us, please. Thank you.
How do I log out? Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, so I'm good. Okay, good. So everyone is saying that I'm good. Okay, sorry about that, guys. It's just part of the deal. Sometimes that happens with, and I don't know. I will reach out to StreamYard and try to get this fixed. So I promise you, I will work on that this week to make sure that this is fixed. But it's worth the wait. It's worth, of course, Maurice is definitely worth the wait. Absolutely, I agree. Um, let's see. Okay.
Is it better?
Yeah. No, no, no. You're perfect. Okay.
Okay. So you asked, sorry. Oh, how do we distinguish between the animals that are meant to be with us all the time, and then the ones that are coming in just to kind of deliver messages? Is what you asked,
Yes.
right? So you'll find that with the animals that have been with you forever and that stay with you forever, that you'll feel a difference in the closeness. Oftentimes I find that people are already resonant with an animal. I met people that just really like elephants, that just really like birds, you know what I mean? And these tend to be your main guides. Oftentimes
Okay.
this coincides because you're already feeling this kind of subconscious, non-physical connection to them. And another really good distinguishing point between the ones that are always with you is that when you look back in your life, you'll realize that they were always there, always. So like
Mm.
they might see that um, they might remember their childhood home, and in the living room there were always cat figurines, or they grew up with a bunch of cats, and cats always seem to be around them and attracted to them. Do you know what I mean? It's things like that. Like it's half feeling and knowing and just understanding and just you kind of feel an inner closeness, and then half evidence in your 3D life that's pointing to this. So for me, for example, if you would have asked me what my favorite animal was when I was younger, I probably would have said something cool like a cheetah or something fast or something like, but like it took me kind of going through the slow process of understanding their role in my life and how they've always been there, and then looking back and realizing that, oh, they were always there. There was, for example, in my childhood home, there was a tree right across from the house, and there would always be a gang of crows and ravens there, but I never really clocked it. They were just, it's just a thing that was there. But like upon returning to my home, like right after my great grandmother passed, I went back to the house and I saw the tree, and like I had like a flashback. I had like deja vu because I remembered like, oh, this tree has always been full of crows, meaning like they were always directly across from me, always keeping an eye on me, always there,
Wow.
and always and my grandma, and then like my great grandmother was also a bird person, and who also resonated deeply with birds. I didn't really understand this until truly like after she passed, but she had a special relationship and kinship with the birds. So she'd feed them every morning. They'd know her face. They'd come and like fly up onto her porch and wait for her to bring like food scraps out and things. Um, yeah, and then for the ones that are coming across to deliver a message, um, they'll make themselves kind of obvious to you in some way. They'll keep coming up, as you say, either in dream or in your waking life, and then uh, sometimes though you find that those ones that you didn't know about or you had no awareness of end up being some of your main animal guides. and that end up
Mm.
sticking around, that don't leave. It's just that you become aware of their presence. But I think the biggest indicator, again, is just kind of looking back on your life. You'll realize that the ones that are like closest to you have always been there.
That's incredible. Yeah. So, and it's interesting because to me, it's interesting because it is kind of an different. Like I do have like certain animals that I really love and I've always loved. And then I've had moments where just there's animals that come up, but it's just kind of like it feels very temporary, but it also feels very significant. Like it's almost like this significant connection with that animal. And um sometimes I even feel like my heart expanding at the moment, like I can, if I really connect to my energy at that moment, and I'm like, conscious, because I mean, not I'm not conscious all the time. Sometimes I'm in that, like reactive mode, right? Like that's normal for us to kind of go in and out. But when those moments that I'm in that consciousness, I can feel my heart opening when I connect to some of those like kind of random and then again they feel kind of significant. We got some questions coming through for you, so I kind of wanted to acknowledge the questions that are coming through. Someone was actually asking for a close-up of your tattoo, so if you want to show your tattoo.
Sure, yeah.
That was Jay. Oh,
Can you see
wow.
it?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Gonna
Oh,
go
wow,
around.
that's a big tattoo.
Yeah, it goes around the arm.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you see it clearly?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's
I'm gonna find
beautiful.
out. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, so and that, I mean, that's detailed too. Yeah, so that's amazing. So that, okay, Jay, I hope that you're satisfied with that. And then she's like, I want to see a close up. Okay. And then I also see here someone that was asking, Dawn actually, she was asking, how can people deepen their connections to their spirit animals?
Mm. So I'm always one that preaches meditation. I put it in quotes because meditation can has so many forms, but like tuning out the outside world, tuning out the outside stimulus with the intention to connect with them and just getting quiet. For the most part, like this is enough. This is because they're always there. They're always kind of in our orbit, and it's kind of up to us just to become aware of their presence. Um, Other ways that I like to do though, like I like to even honor them in the 3D. Sometimes I get like some sort of like figurine or something, or like a picture or something that evokes their energy that I can anchor into the 3D and kind of sit with and or have close to me. Another way that I kind of honor my guys, or one of the reasons or one of the ways is that like you see me wear black often, and this is
Yes.
another way that I kind of evoke them. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, this is not the only reason, but like this is one of the reasons why you see me in black a lot. And also, oh yeah, I really like to watch them in their natural habitat, whether you're watching them in person or even like a YouTube video, whatever. But watching them, watching how they move, how they behave, how they interact with other beings. Something about this, without trying to figure it out and understand it, just taking that into the brain really helps you connect with them directly. I don't even really know how to articulate it, but it's something that I do a lot with different animals. I did want to say as well that, like, I just want to be clear. Maybe you would have brought this up later, but like, we don't have just one animal that we resonate with. I find that we all have a bunch of them. The way that I visualize it is that like you can kind of think of them arranged in like concentric circles around you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And there's some that are like closest in surrounding you, and then they kind of expand outwards and outwards and outwards and outwards. They're all with you, but some are closer than others. Some might kind of come in more at different times for different purposes. And every animal seems to have a different propensity, a different like strength, specialty that they can help you with. So for people who are fixated on wanting to know their specific power animal, you have a few. you know Crows and ravens are seem to be the closest to me, but like they I have a bunch of concentric circles of a bunch of different animals of all types with me too.
Wow. You know what? I was thinking about that too because I've been connecting a lot with so I went to a Taino shaman I want to say about 2 years ago, and I asked her to, because one of the things that they do when you're born, the Arawaks, what they do is when you're born, you get like the shaman goes and they retrieve an animal for you, and this animal is meant to be your like your companion, your protector, that animal that. And so she went and she retrieved it for me, um, because I've been in this quest, and that was around the time that I started this quest of connecting to my roots and connecting to the indigenous roots from my country, which is the Arawaks. And the Tainos are kind of cousins of the Arawaks, and that's the closest that I could connect to here in the US. So with that said, when she did that, it was really interesting because um I've always loved birds, and I've always had birds when I was growing up.
Mm,
And I actually had a macaw. And
mm,
macaws in my city, I from Venezuela, from Caracas. In my city, they're actually everywhere,
mm,
which is so cool, right? Like, it's the coolest thing. At 5 p.m. you can hear them like going rah. And it's just so cool. It's just such a cool thing. And so I had a macaw, and since she was a baby, and then she grew up, and then eventually I never cut her wings, so she eventually flew away, and I was heartbroken. But I always was very connected to the I've always thought about it. It was like, if I ever come back as an animal, I want to be a bird.
mm,
I just want to be a bird. I just want to fly. And so when she retrieved the animal, she retrieved a hawk, which I wasn't surprised, because I love birds. And one of the things that she recommended for me to connect with the animals as well was to do a dance. She said, like, dance as if you were a bird. And so I would do, I started doing, I haven't done it lately, but I would do that. I started doing that to connect to my power animal. And I could like sense it, like, on my, like, it was really interesting, because immediately after that session with her, I could sense the power animal like right next to me. So I know that the hawk is definitely close to me.
mm.
And I see, it's almost like it's always there. Like, I always see it, like, almost like watching over me, right? And it's just the coolest thing, right?
Yes.
So I just love that, because it's just it's so comforting. I don't know, for me it's comforting to know that I have that protector around me all the time. And like, even the physical form, like, they show up. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to kind of segue into the next question here with that. So Fabrice is asking, oh no, actually Jay was asking, and Fabrice, your question will come after. She's asking, how do you find which animal is for you? Like, which one, like, how would she be able to determine which one is exactly the one that's for her?
This question is best determined inwardly. Do you know what I mean? So like it's you can ask for assistance in helping you find that animal. That's obviously that's a way that you can do it too. But the biggest indicator will be how you feel and how you connect to this animal. And what's helpful for me too is like I don't really subscribe completely to standardized animal symbolism, if that makes
Mm,
sense. Like
yeah.
you can kind of use it as a kind of like a vague guide, but it's kind of different and it doesn't fit an exact mold for everybody. But you can kind of get an idea by looking animal symbolism up. And what I like to do is, if I'm doing that, I'll look at first. I'll kind of click on the ones that I feel guided to. I'll kind of use my heart, feel what I'm guided to, and just read through it and kind of like, okay, like how does this? Oh, that does sound like me. Because what you find is that, like for example, like you read about hawk and you read things like um, excellent vision, able to survey things from a higher perspective, very focused and direct. You know, you can like you pick these things out, and then you start to be like, "Whoa, that sounds exactly like me. That sounds like a major part of my personality." Because these spirit animals, I've been saying this a lot to other people, so I'm realizing why now for this. There, you can consider them as aspects of yourself. They're not actually separate from you.
Mm.
So, for example, if one of your spirit animals is, I don't know, a bear, for example, and like some aspects of bear are like very protective of your family, strong, sturdy, whether physically or mentally. And it's more accurate to view these animals as a pure energy that exists within you. It's just the physical representation of that energy in the physical 3D world outside of you is these animals, is an actual bear. So like they really are like a chunk of your personality. So when you encounter your spirit animals, you're really encountering an aspect of yourself. And when you encounter an aspect of yourself, when you encounter an aspect of yourself, you feel it from the inside.
Hmm.
Hope that makes sense.
That's so powerful. So hopefully, Jay, that helps you kind of recognize, if a spirit animal is in fact for you or not. And I agree. I agree. It really is an interesting relationship. And I'm still building my relationship with mine. And I have like a picture of it on my altar, and I haven't danced like what the shaman recommended. And then she did say that it is a relationship, kind of like how we mentioned in the past that relationship with our ancestors or our spirit guides is the same way. Like we gotta have a relationship with them as well, like, and build that and bring them into our energy field, and invite them into our into our prayers or into whatever it is that we're doing at that moment. Maybe we're creating ritual and invite them in, even if it's just for them to just be present.
Yeah.
So I have a question from Fabrice, and he's asking, when we talk about spirit animals, are dragons, etc., included? That's a very good question.
Yes, because of course we in today's world want to view animals as the things that we can see, hear, smell, touch, and like see in the physical world. But animals, to me, are representative of these beings who have a much closer direct connection with source, in a similar way that like a young child or a baby kind of is like fresh and like kind of like still connected to source, still connected to God, however you want to say it. These animals never lose that, and all beings, in my opinion, that maintain that connection, you can consider are animals. I mean, even technically humans are animals, you know what I mean? And so dragons, to me, yes, absolutely. I've met quite a few dragon people, actually. Yes, so yes, to
Yeah,
answer your
that's
question.
amazing. Yeah, I've never connected with the dragons for whatever reason, but I know a lot of people who are very, very connected to them, to the spirit of the dragon, and they work with the spirit of the dragon,
Hmm.
in their healing work and everything. There's this lady locally that makes like actual dragon plushies by hand, and she infuses them with energy, and she puts crystals in them, and people buy them, and then they really connect to the energy, and they work with the energy of the dragon. So that it's really cool. So that's really nice to know that's and when I think about the dragon too, I think what is to say that the dragon doesn't exist in another dimension, right? Like I can just, this is like kind of
It's a
out
whole
there
nother
in the,
thing, but yes, that's exactly
like
how they exist.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, I'm like, we got so many timelines, so many dimensions, like what, everything is possible.
Oh yeah. This.
So like maybe we are connecting to that essence, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist somewhere else in another timeline.
Right.
So yeah, and so okay, I wanted to ask you too, like, what are your, like, how do you, like, do you have a daily practice, basically? That's what I want to ask. Like, do you have any daily practices or any weekly practices or monthly practice or whatever that you do to create that stronger connection with your spirit animal?
I include them in every little thing that I do. I think that becomes my practice. They're ever present, always around me, and in every bit of spiritual work I do, every meditation, every time I go inwards, I always include them. I no longer need to request them or ask for them because it's kind of understood, but I still make it a point to ask them and thank them every day.
Mm.
And really everything that I do, whether it's spiritual or not. This is one thing that I've learned about spirit animals and all guides, truly. Like it's and pardon me, because some people might disagree with what I'm about to say. I don't believe in viewing your spirit animals nor any of your guides as some faraway being that you have to bow to and pray to. To me, that creates
Mhm.
more distance between you and them. You include them in everything that you're doing. You see them as peers. You treat them with love and respect, and you bring them in and you include them and you confide in them. But you don't see them as some like thing that you deify and like bow to and like beg and plead. No, they're with you all the time, sitting next to you. You visualize them sitting next to you in the car with you. Visualize them walking down the street with you, walking in the grocery store with you. Include them in everything that you're doing. In my experience, when I speak to them, this is what they like, this is what they enjoy, because this is how they can have most influence in the 3D world, and they can co-create most readily with you, because that's what they want. They're with you because they want to help you on your journey and co-create with you. They don't need reverence. They don't need praise. That's all egoic. Humans need that. They don't need that kind of thing. So for me, I don't have a specific set of rituals or things that I do to evoke them. I just include them in everything. And that seems to
Mm.
really like superpower the connection.
I love that so much, and a lot of people are just loving what you just said. A lot of like, wow, they love that and they agree with you. And Fabrice is saying yes, that they're like a team, right? Like they're basically a team, and so your entourage
Yeah,
is
exactly.
your spirit entourage basically. So like they
Hmm.
go with you everywhere, and I love this because it really simplifies it for us, right? Like why create so much more like complicated more when it's really not necessary, and really all they want is that connection with us and that relationship with us. So that it makes a lot of sense. And so there's actually a question here that I think it's quite interesting. I never even thought about this in the past, but Cece's asking, is there such a thing as a bad spirit animal?
Not that I've experienced. So no. In my opinion, no. There's no. So in other words, it sounds like what she's asking is, are there any animals that are considered bad? And no, because the animals themselves are just a pure energy. They serve their purpose in whatever lane that they're supposed to be serving. But inherently, there is no bad animal. Of course, there's animals that we don't like or that we might find creepy or weird, but that's all the human aspect of ourselves making judgments. Um,
And then another thing I would say too, to add to what you were saying, Maurice, I would add to the fact that if there's an animal that you're feeling that is giving you the heebie-jeebies, you may have some medicine. So you may want to lean into that animal and try to get to know it better, because it may have a message for you, and it may have some medicine for you to learn, and it may it may end up being your spirit animal. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
I've seen that so many times. Yeah. The very animal that you feel most afraid of. You know the reference that people do that are here might know is like Batman. You know that whole thing how like he's like afraid of bats, and he like overcame the fear, and then after that he became the Batman. It's like the same kind of concept. A lot of the times,
Right.
those animals that we feel most fear towards are end up being the animal that has been trying to come forth and lend us their medicine the whole time, or
Mm.
really, and lend us the medicine is equivalent to hand us back a part of ourselves that we've been disconnected from.
Yes, exactly. Well, and that's the beauty of these messages, is that they, I mean, if we're paying attention, and I'm like one of those people sometimes is not paying attention, but if we're paying attention, they have some powerful, powerful healing for us, some powerful messages for us, some powerful, support for us. So, it's important that we stay open to receive. And I don't see, when I look at at creation in general, and I want to add to the whole good and bad thing here. And I know this is kind of segueing away from the spirit animals in general, but just in general, I feel that it's important for us to see the creation in its totality, and seeing that the totality includes both the light and the dark, right? So like if we're seeing the dark, like how are we connecting to that? It represents some of the shadows that we still have within us, right? Like the way that we reject it, or the way that we want to push it away, there's still some shadows in there that we still need to work through. I'm big in shadow work, and I feel like that's an important thing to consider, especially when we're looking at nature and we're judging nature, because that's a human construct, right? That we judge things based on what we think is good or bad. But the reality is that everything is neutral. We're the ones that are adding the judgment to it. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to add that in there. But Peggy was saying something here. She says, I just recently met mine through a meditation. He's a beautiful white horse, and just feel joy and love when I think of him and want to put my arms around him. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that is so beautiful. And yeah, so that's a good thing that she's saying there. She met him through meditation. Do you recommend? Do you recommend any sort of, like, what type of meditation would you recommend for us to meet our spirit animal?
To be honest with you, I think, like I was saying before, it's enough to intend it prior to going inwards and meditating, and then just meditating. And then once meditating, allowing whatever it is to come without hindrance. Don't try to see, don't try to hear, just like allow however the information is going to come into you, just to come in and receive it openly. But also, one of the things that I would do in, like, early on is I would really, for me, yeah, it's hard for me to deviate or speak about it without talking about shamanic journey. Shamanic journey is one of the most powerful ways to meet your spirit animals. And everyone can shamanic journey, honestly. Like, I'm not special. This is a thing that kind of all humans have a capability to do. It's just, you can think of that. Matter of fact, it's kind of a type of meditation. And do you know what I mean? And when you do this, say I have to go on like a segue about like how to shamanic journey, but like, you intend to meet your spirit animal. Like, you can intend that before dropping into meditation. You drop into meditation. What I like to do personally is, in my mind's eye, I'll see myself walking out of my body, and I'll create some sort of door somewhere. So for example, maybe it's a door. Maybe I'll open the door to my room, and instead of, when I open it, it's an elevator. This is what I'll
Mm.
visualize. And I'll visualize the elevator going down. Going down is important because of the three levels of non-physical or non-normal reality. When you enter the shamanic space, the lower realm is, for me, the best and main place that you can access your animal guides. So you intend to go through the lower realm, you're driving the imagery up until the point that you've created some sort of mechanism to go down or up. You go down into the lower realm, and then just experience. From that point on, don't drive it. Just allow it, whatever it is, to come. And what you'll find is that you'll likely walk out into some sort of natural setting, and you'll meet an animal. For people that need more guidance, because I know that's kind of open. There is what's his name? Dr. Stephen Farmer. Dr. Stephen Farmer. Maybe on YouTube. I know it was on like podcasts. You can find it. If you just Google it, you'll find it. But like, if you Dr. Stephen Farmer, power animal, or meet your power animal, so something like that. He has a really good guided meditation. Like, he'll guide you on a meditation to help meet your spirit animal. This is just an extra tool that people can use.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I should create my own. Now that I'm saying about it, like I'm talking
Yeah,
about it.
well, then definitely you should create your own and, like, share it
Write
with
that
us.
down. Yeah.
And definitely do that. So see, look at that. Creative juices are coming through here. But yeah, and I feel that, for some people that it might be helpful, right, to be able to connect to their spirit animal with the help of the meditation, kind of like how you did for me, in the mediumship group. And then for those of you who came in a little later and did not hear my introduction, I was praising Maurice on the meditation. I'm sorry, the mediumship group that he has, and I had a very, like, traumatic experience. Two experiences where I was receiving information from people who passed on, and or things that were related to the spirit world. and I was kind of met with resistance or ridiculed. And being in his mediumship circle was so healing for me. He was able to create this meditation for me. I was feeling a little nervous, and the meditation really helped me kind of connect. So because I know for some people, and for some of you, you might feel a little nervous about maybe connecting to the spiritual realm because you've never done it before. So maybe having someone to walk you through the meditation, or maybe you even can reach out to Maurice directly to his Instagram, and reach out to him and let him know, hey, listen, I would like for you to help me with my with my connection to my spirit animal. And he may, he'll I'm sure he'll be able to create a meditation specifically for you, which will be amazing. So
One thing I want to say about that too, because
yeah.
I haven't done it yet, but we're both Evolve Me practitioners. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a free offering on my Evolve Me page. It's not up yet, so sorry, but I'm going to put up a free offering where we can go through like a maybe like a 20-minute reading where I can connect you to a spirit animal. And
Yeah.
I'm going to do like short form spirit animal readings today, but if you access that on the Evolve Me site, again, give me maybe a day or two to actually type it out and put it up. But you can access it there, and we can set up a time to meet, and I can read for you that way and connect you to a spirit animal. But also, if you're wanting to connect directly to your spirit animal rather than have me read for you and essentially do kind of like mediumship, but with your spirit animal, yeah, we can figure
That would
something
be
out.
amazing. Yeah, that would be so much fun. And I just kind of want to give you a little bit of a taste, y'all. Maurice is coming back. Okay, I already have him scheduled, and we're gonna be talking about mediumship. So I just kind of give you a little bit of taste of what we're gonna be talking. So make sure you mark your calendars. I'm gonna be putting it up soon. But it's coming up in May, the first week of May, the first Thursday of May. He's gonna be coming in. So make sure you mark your calendars.
My God.
um was it May or April? I think it was the first week of April.
Yeah, first week of April. Yeah,
First week
I
of
was like,
April.
man,
What am I
yeah.
thinking? I'm thinking we're in April. The first week of April, y'all. Okay, so scratch that. First week of April, he's gonna be talking about mediumship, and and if you are interested in any shape or form in connecting with that art form, because I feel it's an art form of connection with spirit, then you definitely want to reach out to Maurice and check out his Instagram, because he's always posting the circles on Instagram. So you want to make sure that you go into his Instagram and follow him, or reach out to him, or go into his website and reach out to him, ancientmademodern.com, so that you can gather more information, and get more, soak more of his energy in. So yeah, so I kind of wanted to just ask if there's any more questions from any of you in regards to spirit animals, or how to connect to the spirit animals, because we will be segueing into the reading part of things here. And I don't know if you wanted to do a journeying again this time. I'm kind of leaving that open to you, Maurice.
Oh, do people want that? Because I was thinking I was gonna do it different, like kind of individual, but like I can do it the
No,
same
it,
way and then
it's it's
access
open.
the. Uh,
It's open to what you want to do. So I'm just kind of like putting it out there for you, how whatever it is that you want to do, it's all good. No, let's just say there's no pressure or anything on how we're
okay,
gonna do it. So whatever you feel, whatever you intuitively feel, that's what we receive. We receive whatever it is that you intuitively feel you want to do.
okay, okay. What I wanted to say something else. Oh, I just wanted to just at least say this because I didn't realize this. The importance of your animal guides when it comes to shamanic journey. So if you're wanting to learn shamanic journey or do shamanic journey just for yourself or for others, the first journey you should do, the very first journey, is journeying to meet your animal guide. This is that you shouldn't journey for anything else first. You do this, and now you have this guide and this protector that's always with you when you journey. I just wanted to say that because this is an essential part of shamanic journey for me. One should not be journeying alone. Yes, you can bring other guides, but animals in this realm are just extra helpful. They have this kind of, and then, oh, one other thing I wanted to say too, I'm just thinking, is that like if people are wondering, like, well, like, why do I need to connect to animals? I mean, you don't need to, but why do I need to connect to spirit animals when I have other guides in spirit? I connect with my angels. I don't need that. For me, spirit animals are the best confidant when it comes to all of your earthly needs. Even though they're animals, even though they aren't humans, they don't live human lives. When it comes to anything that you're trying to solve in your physical human life, they are experts. If this makes
Mm.
sense. So you're trying to sort out your money, your shelter, your anything else that you're trying to figure out in your human life. They're the number one expert when it comes to that. Like other beings can help, especially your ancestors and things, because they also kind of have a similar vibration to and that closeness to Earth. But the closest that you can get to that earthly vibration are these animal guides. I just wanted to say that too, because I'm not sure if it would have come up.
That is so powerful, and thank you so much for this, because I think it's important to have these conversations, so that way we can take those journeys, if we are getting ready to take those journeys safely, and that we're doing so with the help of our spirit animals. So it's just so important, especially now that more and more people are opening up to this type of work, which is to open up more into their shamanic connection to their roots in whichever way that they want to connect. But I feel like all shamanic roots are rooted, for lack of a better word, in nature, right? And so it's important that we honor that part, and that we try to honor as much as possible, and use a little bit of like steps, right? Like that's why it's so important to have someone, right, to kind of help you get started. Not that we need absolutely someone to get us started, but it's always good to know, so that way you don't have to go through the process of, like, I don't want to say making a mistake, because there's no mistake. There's always divine reason why things happen. But if you want to, like, have that support, it's always good to have that. So I love that. I love that so much that you're mentioning this, because again, it's gonna help so many people realize, okay, I definitely want to take this path. Maybe I really need to make sure that I do this journey first with my spirit animal. And can people actually reach out to you to connect with their spirit animal? Is that something that you offer as well? Like
I'll
if they
offer it
want a
now. Yeah,
mentorship?
because I mean, people have come to me because it's funny because I maybe talked about a little about this last time, but like the titles of the types of modalities and readings, they all for me they all lead into each other. I separate them so people can kind of understand what they might need, but oftentimes it all smashes together. So, for example, people have come to me for psychic readings about their spirit animals and how to connect with them, and then incidentally this is what happens. So I can, yeah. But I haven't created like a separate service or modality for it. But I absolutely can help with that if people just ask. Also, I guess I should say this too, because I find that some people are kind of sometimes reluctant to reach out. You again, I haven't created an actual service for this, but like technically, like I do like a free consultation. Like we can talk at length about what you could possibly need or want from me, and that doesn't cost you anything. Like that's kind of enjoyable for me to kind of just see how I can help you. So feel free to reach out to me, and I'll have a conversation with you. I don't mind that at all.
Oh, that's beautiful. So now y'all know, you can reach out to Maurice if you are curious, or maybe you want to reach out to him for any sort of support in regards to maybe connecting to your spirit animal, or maybe you want to start journeying, or you need some mentorship. Then you can reach out to him and message him. So I see here. Um, I see here a question. So Nate asked a question. I feel I've had an encounter with a spirit animal, but I was awake. I was on a hike and the encounter felt spiritual. Do you need to meet them through meditation?
You don't need to, but it's definitely helpful. And you know what I mean? It's when you meet them in that way where there's no other hindrances nor interference from the outside world, you get a much purer connection and understanding of what it is that they're wanting to give to you and to connect with them. But also, like we were saying before, connecting with them in the 3D. So whatever animal that was, noticing them in real life, but also literally hopping on YouTube, go down a YouTube rabbit hole about different videos of these animals, really connect in with them and feel into it, because you don't need the physical uh, connection or meeting with them. Matter of fact, the connection that you have with them isn't physical in nature. Rather, the physical is a symptom of this connection that's already existing. So you saw this animal because it's wanting to bring into your kind of conscious awareness of its ever presence in your life, of the fact that it's always been there. Now it's just coming forth to make itself known. Um, so yeah, meditation, I'm not going to say it's absolutely necessary, but I would advise it. There's no reason why not. Why wouldn't you? It's just yet another way to connect with them, especially if it's an animal that you don't come across a lot, or might be difficult to kind of meet up with in physical.
That's powerful. And Cece is asking, can spiritual animals come in dream too?
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, you know this, CC, too. Like when we sleep, our ego is completely shoved aside. So the communication with the non-physical world and the non-physical beings is just clear and open, so we can have the most pure, open communication with them as we dream. Yeah, so it's quite common that they'll come into dream, especially for animals that like either don't exist physically or don't exist where you are. Like you live in Florida, but your spirit animal is a polar bear. You know, like especially like that. Like it's quite common that they'll come into dream, and you know it. You know, it won't feel like just oh, I saw a bear in a dream. You wake up and be like, what was that? Why did I? What is this feeling that I have? You know, and this
Yeah.
is the biggest indicator.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Y'all have some amazing questions. And I'm just so happy that all of you are coming in with your questions. And so so Nate was saying thank you so much. He was appreciating your answer.
You're welcome.
So I just kind of wanted to let you know that that was everyone is kind of just appreciating you so much here. And so Fabrice is saying, I definitely feel and know that we have different guides and from various dimension densities, angelic and animal. Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
So
mhm.
it's they all come from different. Okay, that's actually so this question came up now for me.
Mm.
Now I'm curious. So are all animals from the same, like the same dimension, you think? The
No,
like at least the ones that we have what that we have here?
I like this question. I like this question. Okay, so because animals, as well as humans, exist in all different dimensions. Like we hyper focus, of course, on the third dimension because this is how we're communicating. We're physical, blah blah blah. But like they exist in all different dimensions and they exist everywhere. So, for example, like just taking crows, for example, not just crows, every other animal though, but like crows exist all throughout the universe. The
Mm,
earthly representation of crows is what we see as like a black bird crow. But this crow energy exists everywhere and looks different everywhere that you go, every dimension that you go. Does this make sense what I'm saying? In
yes.
the
Oh
same
my
way that like
gosh.
the spirit of fire or the spirit of water exists everywhere, but like it's experienced differently in different places. So yeah, all that
That's
we embody,
incredible.
all of them. Yeah.
That's incredible. And I felt that. I felt that. Like when you were saying that, that really hit. Like I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. So I'm thinking when we are connecting to, let's say, okay, this is kind of like off, like I guess a little off topic. So if you're like in a different dimension, let's say you're journeying and you end up with a different dimension, will you be able to tell that you're connecting to that essence? Let's say if you can't see it as water, or maybe it will just show up as water for you because that's how you recognize it as the human, right? Is that how it
As
is?
was about to say, yeah, like typically it'll what you envision and what you feel and what you experience is catered to your like what you know and what you understand. This is it'll typically represent itself in a way that you can associate with water or bats or whatever it is that
That
you're
makes so much
connecting
sense.
with. Yeah.
That makes, oh my gosh, like you just blew my mind right now. Yeah, and totally, yeah. Because you know what, I was thinking about. I was like, yeah. So that's how it works. Okay, this it's just making so much sense for me. So this is so fascinating, and I hope everyone is enjoying this. So we're gonna start segueing into the favorite part for everyone because I know all of y'all are waiting for readings.
Can I take like a minute
Yes,
and just use the bathroom?
please.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll be right back.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, please, please, please. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to just thank you all for, for being here, and I hope that you're enjoying this. And I see, Vanita, you're here. You came a little late. It's okay, girl. I got you. You can hit the replay later. We had some really interesting conversations with Maurice in regards to the spirit animals, and I love that the unicorn is your guide. Oh my gosh, I love the unicorns. Actually, um, the unicorns are part of my guides too, and I have them on my altar. I adore the unicorns, and I love, well, the peacock. That makes sense. I feel that we talked about the peacock before for you, if I'm not mistaken, Vanita. So I think it came up for one of your readings, wasn't it, or something like that? But yeah, so Jay say my childhood nickname is Bull of the Woods. I haven't found reason yet. Possible clue for me? Thoughts? Okay, we'll have Maurice ask and see. We'll ask Maurice and see what he thinks. Um, Yes, absolutely, Jay. I'm so happy that you guys are feeling the love here. I really, that's my intention here, is to bring people that are bringing you something different for you to ponder on. I mean, the spiritual path is so varied and so beautiful, and there's so many ways that we can work and connect with our guides and our spirit guides and our the angels, and so it's just so beautiful. So okay, so we got some people coming in and wanting to get some readings. Okay, cool. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you. And again, I just want to take a moment just to invite you to come in again next week. I will have Dawn Marino is going to be here talking about crystals, when I'm talking about the throat chakra and how to heal your throat chakra with crystals. So she's going to have a list of crystals, like always, to go over, and how to use them to heal our throat. So if this is something that you want to learn about, then you definitely want to come back next week on Thursday at noon. And also, I kind of wanted to let you know that Maurice will come back the week after Dawn. He'll come back the first week of April, and he'll be talking about mediumship. So if you want to, connect with him again and come back and receive some of that beautiful energy, then definitely you want to come back on that day, and make sure you mark your calendars. So okay, let me see. So I see some messages here coming through for people. Okay, so there was a question here
Okay.
for you, Maurice. Hang on, like I'm trying to find it. Where was it? Okay, I think it was, okay, Jay was asking. So she's saying my childhood name was or is Bull of the Woods. I haven't found a reason yet. Possible clue for me? Thoughts?
So
It
I
sounds
can't.
almost like a name, like a shamanic name.
What it was
Bull of the
wool, like
Woods.
WOOL, wool,
Bull,
wool,
Bull, Bull. Yeah,
wool
let
of
me
the
let me put it
woods.
up here so you can read it too.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can read like this too. Yeah. Oh, okay. So maybe I can do that. So I mean, I can probably do a mix, but like I guess you can kind of ask animal questions, and I can like feel into it and give you answers like that. So this would be
Okay.
kind of one of them. But also I was gonna, like, if people want to know, they want to connect with an animal, I can do that too. I can like be the spokesperson for them. But yes. So oftentimes, I'm glad that you said that too, Jay. Like, I'm actually really glad, because like a lot of the times we get clues about our animal guides throughout our lives, either names that we have, or like I was saying before, you have there's cats all around you, or there's a bunch of dogs or whatever. So for you, I do feel like, yes, this is an indicator of one of your guides. To me, when I'm feeling into it, you must be someone who would be considered, I'm not saying this as a negative thing, I just can't think of the like positive framing of this word, but like hard-headed, steadfast. Like you pick a lane and you walk in it. People, it's difficult for people to detract you from something that you've actually decided to do. But also, you're probably pretty mentally and maybe even physically sturdy, and like difficult to topple over, and can be quite, again, not negative, but like vicious and protective of the things that truly matter to you in your life. Also, you're probably pretty earthy, and I don't mean that necessarily that you're like necessarily a flower child, but you're someone who connects very deeply with the energies of the natural world as well. This feels like, so I feel like this was a you can think of this as a message coming through the people that would have called you Bull of the Woods, a message from your guides. A lot of times our messages that we receive come through other people's mouths and they have no idea that it's happening. And this feels like one of those instances for you.
That's powerful. And Jay is saying that, yeah, she says no offense taken, a spot on.
Awesome.
That's what she says. And I kind of want I see here someone that was asking, what is my spirit animal? Her name is Lynn, but I want to make sure she's coming in from Facebook. Lynn, if you're still listening, you're still watching, let us know in the comments if you still want that reading. So that way we know and we can take you in, okay? But in the meantime, because she asked for it a little while ago, so I just kind of wanted to make sure. Okay, so let me see. I'm kind of going through the comments here, making sure that I can. Yeah, she's here, so she's definitely watching. So she wants to know. I'm gonna put up the name here. So Lynn is asking, what is my spirit animal?
Okay. Let's time myself here. I give myself like 5 minutes or so. Right away, I can see the yellow and black stripes of what looks like a bee. Not a specific type of bee, but different insects in this bee category, ranging from like the first what I saw was like kind of like a fat, like fuzzy bumblebee, but also ranging from that to like a sleek looking wasp. And I just want to see if they want to say anything to you real quick. And I just also want to be clear, like I was saying before, we have multiple spirit guides. This is the one that wants to make itself known to you in this exact moment, because this is who came forth. It's wanting to highlight your ability to pick up on non-physical information for the sake of navigation and general guidance. Navigation, not necessarily just meaning which way to go, but like figuratively, which way to go. How should I proceed? What it is I need in any given moment. Deep importance when it comes to community. You're a person that strives naturally. It's just an aspect of you. And I'm not even telling you or reading you. This is what this bee is saying, is that like this is a natural aspect of you that in places where you're in community with like minds, this is when you will grow your highest with the deepest roots. Not everyone is like that. Some people operate better solo, but you're not one of those people. So if you ever find those times that you feel like a loner, if that's ever a thing for you, just know that this is an indicator that you have distanced yourself from a really important aspect of yourself. Hum to evoke be, it says. Hum. And I guess I'm going to translate this as like use humming in meditation. Like vibrate sound from the inside so it fills your ears and your entire head. Showing me the stinger of a wasp. You always have access to this same level of protection. As they have access to these protective energies. You have access to it. So through them, they become the medium for protection, a medium of protection for you. You can call on them, in other words, to help protect you from outside forces, physical and non-physical. They're wanting you to call on them for help. They're asking you to call on them for help. You are absolutely necessary, they say. In the grand scheme of things, you are direly important. Never, never see yourself as small or insignificant. I'm going to stop there, then I'll leave you with their love.
Mm, that's so powerful. So, Lynn, I hope that that helped you. And another thing that I kind of want to mention too, that I feel that sometimes animals come through and we might not resonate with them right away, and that's actually the medicine, is that invitation to connect with them a little further. So for any of you that are coming in and maybe you're like, oh, I never thought about this animal, just know that that's a an invitation, right, to connect to it. So, and she says thank you.
You're
Awesome.
welcome.
Okay, so thank you so much, Lynn, for participating, and please stay, and keep receiving in the medicine. Okay, so let's see. I see someone. Okay, what message? So I have Jess Lopez, and she's saying, "What is the message from Mama Tiger, my cat in Mexico? I haven't seen her in 2 years."
So this is a living cat, or this is a spirit cat? I mean, it doesn't matter. But that's just my ego that wants to know. I'll just tune in. Also, hey Jess, we spoke before. Right away, I feel this opening in my chest. When I feel into this feeling, it's as if to say that this is where I stay, this is where I reside, in your heart. That I'm not actually separate from you. That you haven't left me anywhere. I go where you go. You access me through the heart. I know you feel me. You can feel me arise. You can feel me protecting you when you're approached by, when it translates as energies that feel less than you. This is what they say. That feel less than you. That feel like they're trying to take away from you or make you smaller. That instant reaction and that heat that you feel is me. We're not separate, you know. I know you feel me sometimes, even on your physical body. I'll translate that as, it's not exactly the words, but it's as if to say that, like, there are times that you perceive her, like the way that my logical brain is connecting this is like maybe like a brush on the leg, or like heat gathered somewhere, and she's saying, like, don't doubt that that's me, don't doubt my presence, because that is me. And the more that you accept it as truth, the more readily I can play a part in your life. Distance doesn't exist, she says. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I think I'll leave you with her love, Jess.
Oh, Jess, like she says, hi, love. And she also said, oh my God, I'm pouring tears. Oh,
Beautiful.
well, I'm glad this is healing for you, my love. I bet this is very healing for you. I'm so glad that you're receiving some messages from, and they become our family. They're our family. So it's it can be hard when we're away from our loved ones, in the form of pets, in the form
Mhm.
of animals. And actually, I don't like to say pet too much. I like to say our family, because pet sounds kind of weird to me.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so okay, so Cece says she would like a reading. Cece, do you want a reading, a spirit animal reading? Is that what you want? Let us know in the comments so we
Well,
know.
I'm gonna assume that's what she means because that's what we're doing today, right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go for that. Okay.
Okay. This is interesting. It's building itself slow, so maybe it's like it's suspense. It's an animal that is four-legged, 4 feet down on the ground. Slender legs with hooves. Oh, cool. This is a gazelle. I can see not a deer. It's like the specific type of antlers. I believe that this is what people would call the gazelle. Brown. I wanted to say like deer, but this is not a deer. This is like a savanna deer. Okay. All right. It's showing me itself grazing on grass and looking up, like over its brow as it's grazing, kind of keeping watch of its surroundings. Always ready to dart in any given direction that it needs to for any reason. It lifts its head up, chewing, and surveys its entire surrounding. Sees nothing coming, feels nothing coming. It's peaceful. It continues to nourish itself without a care, without any fear at all, unapologetically. Doesn't have to explain itself to anybody. It's just this intimate, close connection between its physical and non-physical parts, its body and its spirit, if you want to call it. This feels like a message of how. Actually, that's my ego. Let me continue. We're not trying to decide what it is yet. There's importance in its solitude in this imagery. How it stands alone, self-sustained, and the only, or at least the highest concern it has, not even concern, but the highest focus it has is this intimate connection between all of its physical and non-physical parts. Seamless communication between all aspects of the self. And the nourishment of the self. I feel like this is symbolic of both, yes, eating, but also all things that you put into yourself and onto yourself in terms of nourishing yourself in different ways. This is the highest focus for you right now, I believe. I feel like this is kind of like the message. It's like this is talking about uh, where you are in your life and what it is that's most required to get what you want and to where you're wanting to go. Nothing outside matters, and nothing outside should detract. You're staying vigilant as you should. It's not a message about being blind and ignorant, but it's also a message that you're safe to pour completely and entirely into yourself right now. As a matter of fact, that's what you're being asked to do. And this animal is an animal, A, that's always with you, but B, is an animal that can support you with this, the energy of this animal. I've never read anything about gazelles, so I don't have any working knowledge. I'm just giving you what this animal is giving me real time. But I'll leave that there, and I'll leave you with their love.
Wow, that's so beautiful, Cece. So I hope that you enjoyed that reading. And the gazelle to me just is so elegant too. I feel like they're just so elegant the way they move.
The way that it looked at it, like it stood so like stoically and proud, like when it like lifted its head up, it did look like very poised and almost royal, and yes, elegant.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. So Cece, I hope that you enjoy that and that you take that and move forward with connecting with that beautiful gazelle and the message that it had for you today. So I have Michelle, and she's saying she consistently has horses or cows in her dreams.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. This is typically where I'd be like, "Can I get context? Don't give me that though. I'm going to work without it." Yeah, I'm going to separate them. So the horses here seem to be emblematic of. I'm going to say that this is a desire rather than what you're actively doing right now. You may be working towards this, but your desire is for complete freedom and autonomy. Being able to go wherever and whenever at whichever rate that you choose without being rushed nor being slowed down. It's highlighting this intimate connection between I want to use the word the electromagnetic field of the earth that you always have access to in particular. So yeah, okay. So I mean, feeling into this, horse at least. I'm not even going to get to cow just yet, but horse is one of your guides that is coming into your dreams to make itself known to you, but also helping you to connect with this raw energy of freedom. It's often seen or thought that we must do things in order to become free, but freedom starts inwards. And then the 3D starts to reflect that inward freedom. So then we can run free and do whatever we need to do. But it's we can't wait till a thing happens to make us feel free in order to feel free. It works the other way around. And it's as if this horse is coming in to deliver that message. No mistake that you're here right now asking this question. I was meant to say this to you, I guess, after having experienced these dreams quite a bit. Interesting. Okay. And how about cow? Seems to be representative of the deeply nurturing aspect of yourself. The aspect of you that can equal parts give in to yourself and output to others and other loved ones. And how there's a deep importance here, and that sometimes a disconnect from this animal spirit, like not necessarily, yes, the animal, but like the energy that the animal holds that's within you, a disconnect from this energy can result in an imbalance of give and take. So often what I'm feeling is that like you may have at times, or maybe even in the now, be in a position where you're overgiving or prone to overgiving, and the cow feels like a message about kind of achieving that balance of like input and output, making sure that you're putting in as much or more than you're putting out. And another representation of this kind of concept is the fact that cows oftentimes are black and white. You know what I mean? This yin and yang, black and white, in and um, out in light, dark, uh, dynamic playing out. So yeah, I'm trying not to go off on a whole long thing about each one of these things, but I'm going to leave it there. So I'll leave you with their love, Michelle.
That was so powerful. And yeah, it just felt also like, that freedom from those from that, right? From I feel like both of them coming together is like taking the freedom away, like being free from that imbalance. Like, being bringing, maybe the horse can help you with that, Michelle. Connecting to the horse will help you with that. That's so powerful. Yeah, so let's see here. Okay, so I have another question here from Fabrice, and he's saying, so the question for his reading is, I know birds, dolphins, dragons are all guides, but what's blocking me from really connecting with them?
Okay. The first thing I hear is stringency when it comes to how you expect it to happen. So I don't know what these things are, but there seems to be specific ways that you're expecting or wanting their essence to show up for you in your life. And that's the issue, is that you're not freely allowing them to just come in the way that they will, even if it's weird, even if it's in a way that it's undesirable. What they need from you is to be able to accept however it is that they're able to reach you based off of where you are on your journey. Okay, but there's more. Let me just. The blockage, it's located here. It's nowhere else in the body but here. So in other words, you may have some excess energetic debris happening, like in like the I want to say mostly the crown third eye area, but what I got was like the head, so maybe even like the throat, um, like blue chakra, which is ironic because I think Dawn is doing a throat thing next
Yeah, it's
this week.
happening next week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to just give you that. Like, I mean, I could obviously do some sort of clearing, I suppose, but like your issue seems to be here. There's a lot of, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense. The concepts that you're holding and the beliefs that you're holding are like residing here like a headband, and they're blocking them from being able to just freely flow in to you and all of your, uh, all aspects of you. They're getting trapped here. So that's like you probably sometimes even just like outside of even just talking about animal stuff, you probably tend to feel some tension in the head. Um, when it might come up with frustration or anger or just in general throughout the day. This seems to be an indicator of that. So working to unblock that, contacting a practitioner, for example, I can help with that, definitely. I don't want to take up too much time doing that right now, but yeah, this seems to be the issue. There's a block here.
It's interesting that you're saying that, Maurice, because I've worked with Fabrice. He's
Mm-hmm.
actually one of the reasons why I have this channel is for also to support my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them come here too. And so I completely agree with you
Oh,
when you said I picked that up, and I can see. So Fabrice, I just kind of wanted to say, you're always taking in so much information. And I mean, granted, I know you personally. We've been working for a while now, so I can say this. So you're always working on so much, unlearning so much, which is not a bad thing, but that could be the reason why. What's Maurice is picking up for you, is that maybe you want to put aside the knowledge and start getting into the flow of your energy, because that flow is there. But you want to like kind of allow the flow, because the knowledge will come through also with that flow. So just so you know that. So, but yeah, I'm the same way. So I understand, Fabrice. I have a Aquarius in all of, like, almost a lot of my, I'm a Capricorn, but I have a lot of Aquarius. So I'm always learning and always going into the books. And every time we go on a, every time I sit down with him, he always gives me a new book for me to read. Like, that's Fabrice. That's quite literally Fabrice. Like, I'm telling you. So so maybe that's what we need, to put the books aside and then just really connect, and then leaving the expectations aside. So but anyway, I just kind of wanted to share that because I just thought it was just so perfect, the, you know, what you were mentioning, and, you know, based on what I know about him too. So
So cool. Yeah.
so hopefully Fabrice does help you. Look, he put a little emoji. He's laughing because he knows
Yeah.
he knows it's true. So he's like, yes, spot on. So thank you. He's saying thank you both. Okay, awesome. So okay, so well, I'm gonna and then, you know, Fabrice, if you want to work with Maurice, you know, and again, for those of you who are receiving messages and want to work a little deeper with Maurice, just so you know, he does have a website you can go to. And even if you don't see a you know, maybe you just want to, you're not sure what to book with him, you can just email him there, or on his website, or you can go into his Instagram as well. So that could be a really great way to connect with him. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next person. And the next person is Alexis. Is there, if there's time, would love to know which might resonate with me as well. So what
Hmm.
spirit animal? Yes, Alexis.
Oh, hey, Alexis. Yeah, I know you. Oh, yeah, so this is cool. So you do carry like pretty heavy canine energy. Uh, it's funny. I There's a lot of canine people that kind of orbit around me in my life. I don't. I think it's like a bird dog thing. I don't know. But so the first thing that I saw was uh, like white paws, brown uh, arms, like slender looking arms. To me, it looks like a fox, and like I was trying to avoid this because like I saw this like I think that's a cat or a fox in your thing, and I was like I kept seeing it. And I was like, no, 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 that's your ego. That's your ego just attaching this thing. But what I'm seeing, if I'm being honest, I do see a fox, but I see a fox lined up with a bunch of different other types of canines. So I think what's coming in right now is trying to make your awareness that you have access to the entire canine kingdom, though you probably already resonate with fox, and this would be kind of like one of the ones that's in your closest concentric circle. You have access to wolf, all types of dogs, and so on and so forth, ancient canines that have existed, mythical canines. Okay, and what do you want to say about that, friend? It's really, this is like, so in other words, rather than give you a specific animal, I'm giving you everything under the umbrella of canine. This is canine, the great spirit of canine who's come forth here. Also, the first action imagery that I saw was of this fox, like diving into like a the ground or a hole or something. This seems to be exemplifying your ability to easily and happily pierce the surface level of fill in the blank of anything, of conversations, of interactions, of spirituality, of personalities, and being able to get straight to the core of it, straight beneath it, to pull out kind of the meat, the essence of whatever it is, whatever the mask is. So in other words, it's accentuating your ability to see through people and to really kind of like smack the masks off of people. People who are like kind of like wearing a mask around, and they're like, it's really easy for you to not only discern and see beneath it, but to also remove the mask entirely. It's also easy for you to don different masks, that to like put on different costumes to do different things, and how this isn't trickster, this isn't deceptive, this is resourcefulness. This is being able to pivot at any given moment. You don't have to stay running in one direction. You can zigzag easily. It's like easy for you. You're extremely swift, mentally, spiritually, physically swift, and your root center for you is most active and one of your highest assets. Your intimate connection with physicality in general, but also the earth. Navigation here is coming up for you as well. Being very in tune with the vibrations of earth. And how I would translate this is like, as earth goes through her ebbs and flows, and as the beings that inhabit the earth go through their ebbs and flows, you are naturally very tuned into what's happening, even if you're not conscious of it. So you are probably also one that's very affected, both internally and externally, by the changing seasons or just the environment or climate that you're in. So you're probably one that experiences differences in your, like pretty drastic differences in your, for example, digestion, depending on what the season is and where you're located. I guess they're just giving evidence of this connection now. And the energies that you have definitely already recognized within yourself, but that you have constant access to. And when you feel like these aspects of yourself are dwindling or becoming further away, you can use the energy of Fox and any other canine that feels resonant with you in each moment. You can kind of like cycle through them to see what feels right. Tuning into them will kind of be an anchor for this energy for you. In other words, it's kind of more difficult to kind of welcome in a pure energy or concept. Like, I want, just another example, love, or I want, but like when you can focus on a thing that already vibrates that energy, that also happens to exist in the physical world, it makes it really easy to anchor it in and to bring it into you, to even visualize it and embody it. Yeah, and that's what I'll say about that. So I'll leave you with their love.
That's amazing. And then Alexis, as you were reading, Alexis said that I saw 4 foxes in my backyard. I just moved to Woodlands area, and my first and only fur baby was a Chihuahua. This resonates so deeply. Yes.
Awesome.
So that's so powerful. Alexis, thank you so much for being here. And I'm so happy that you're receiving some nice medicine and everyone is just enjoying your I mean, everyone loves all the people that come here, but I feel like you're highly rated in here.
I
Highly
appreciate
loved,
that.
highly rated.
Thank you.
And I don't know if this was a question or just a comment, but it says I see raccoons occasionally in my backyard and my favorite tree. The last sighting of one was before a spiritual retreat weekend. So I guess that was just a comment.
Well, I don't feel like that was just a comment. Let me give you a
Okay.
little. Yeah. It's so cool how these, even the sequence in which they're being asked are like related to each other. So like what immediately comes up for me in this one is this concept of these masks again, and being
Mm.
able to put on different faces depending on what it is that you're doing. So this also is indicative of probably something that you've experienced within probably your early life, might still happen now, but where you kind of chameleon based off of the a crowd that you're in. You know what I mean? You might speak differently or have different body language or behave differently in general when you're around different sets of people, and how this is an indicator of this ever-present raccoon energy around you. Okay, what else? I want to know what else. Immense resourcefulness, very developed hand channels you have apparently. So some ways that this would translate is that you may be well, okay, I'm not even going to decide that exactly. When I say that, I mean that the channels of energy that run through from your heart all the way down your arms out your hands are naturally very developed. This might translate into anything that you could do with your hands. Yes, you can see it very literally, which might apply to you, is like healing, any sort of healing modality. But also, this applies to like writing, painting, transmitting energy through your hands and bringing it into the physical world. You have a natural propensity for this, and this is one of the symptoms of raccoon's presence in your aura. Okay, what else do you want them to know? This concept of playing as you work. So, getting things done joyfully, and how you will be, you, this is like an expression of your highest self. Like doing things, getting things done, tending to yourself, tending to your loved ones, but in this kind of airy and joyous manner. This is something that you have access to as well. This is something that you may already embody that you have noticed, but this is an aspect of raccoon as well. Any significance about the spiritual retreat specifically? Is there anything about that? Simply that you, during this retreat, you had opened up in such a way and become so receptive that you were just able to openly, it's in a similar way that like you're more open in dreams. It worked this way at the spiritual retreat. You were just more open, and they're easily able to come in and make themselves known to you. Again, you're another one who experienced this and is here right now, exactly right on time. Like I'm supposed to be the middleman uh, channel for this information to like confirm that for you. Yeah, they are very special to you and close to you, and always willing to come in and support you. They feel real fun, real like happy go lucky too. So I think that there's something important about embodying that energy when it comes to them. And I'll leave that there.
That's so powerful, AG. So I hope you enjoyed it. AG says, "Oh my God, wow, thank you so much. Resonates so much." So that's good. Like it's so interesting how they all have their own, message, and I'm pretty sure the message varies, right, depending on the person. For person,
Absolutely.
like it's gonna be different from one person to another,
I treat it like
which I find
mediumship. Like
that
I
so
kind of
interesting.
kind of let them come in and like say what they want to say through me. So
Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah. So happy, AG, that you enjoyed it. And we got like about 14 minutes. So do you think we can do a couple more?
you asking me? Oh yeah, we can go for whatever. I can keep doing
Okay,
this.
perfect. Okay. So I see here Vanita, she was kind of agreeing to some of the things that you were talking about, like having many spirit animals, and she also would love a message from any of them that may step forward for her.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have to trust what I see. Right away, I see this. First, I want to build the image for you how I saw it. So first, I saw like what I thought was like a long neck, and then like smooth, and I was like, "What is that?" And like it kept like kind of like extending. I was like, "What is that?" Couldn't tell. It's a serpent. So you must be a serpent person as well, like a snake person. One of your main guides seems to be like I want to use the word serpent because I feel like snake is like maybe putting it in a box. But I'm going to use the word serpent. It's the same thing, but for some reason that's what wants to come out. This reptilian serpent energy, no arms, no legs, just one long body. Uh, you have such an intimate connection to the earth. It's as if energetically, it's as if your heart is pressed against the earth and like vibrates in tandem with the earth's heartbeat. Again, this just seems to like another thing that like came up earlier with another, I don't even remember the animal, but such an intimate and close connection, but also understanding of the subtle vibrations of the earth and what she's going through and what its inhabitants are going through. It's just an inherent part of you. It's a part of your vibration. It's not separate. Complete and total awareness of your surroundings, like very good spatial awareness. I feel like you're probably one that can even like organize and pack things away very readily. You're probably really good at like Tetris, that kind of thing. Even like this is ways in the 3D human that this will translate. Being very readily able to mask aspects of yourself when needed. This is probably a theme that's come up quite a bit for you. And you must be one of those people that you basically have all, like you're not limited when it comes to your psychic senses, is what I'm trying to say. You sense in all ways. You hear, smell, taste, see, feel, all of it. And all at once and all in tandem. Some people, you know how it goes. Like some people are more prone to a couple or maybe one, but you seem to be one that's just all around universal use and it's activated all the time. This is also, I've never had this thought before, but this is also the animal or an animal that connects extremely deeply to humanity. So, in other words, this might translate as you have a natural inclination to be able to understand humans on a very deep and non physical level. Human nature and what drives people. Both doing this for other people, but also for yourself, helping yourself to understand people's intentions, what they're trying to do, where they're trying to go. But also, this would translate into like probably client work, very easy to like connect into what it is that their needs are as a human on a human level. It shows, it starts to coil in on itself. And it's like has its head laid on its body and it's just like coiled all the way around. It seems to be creating, I don't understand, but I'm just going to say it anyway. It seems to be creating like some sort of like heat signature in the center, and it's like swirling. Yeah, I'm avoiding. I want to dive into that. I want to understand what that is so bad, but I feel like I'm just supposed to give that to you. That's there's something about that for you, Anita. Lending to something that you do currently, or that you are going to realize that you're able to do in terms of like circulation of energy, or even collecting of it, or compressing. I don't. My logical brain is having trouble with it, but like I'm gonna give you that. Anything else, Nick? Anything else? It's wanting me to say the colors. So the colors that I'm seeing on this snake are like how do you call that? Like I guess that's magenta, maybe magenta and teal, and a deeper kind of aqua blue in kind of like this interweaving pattern. And wants to finish, yeah, I can feel that it's like done. And wants to finish with your ability to like onion out of yourself, to like peel those outer layers off easily and readily when you don't need them anymore. Like you embody a certain phase of your life, or like uh, yeah, I'm just gonna say you embody a certain phase, and then when you're done with it, you can easily be like, I'm done. Take it off, and then you're like shiny and glossy and brand new, and serving a whole new purpose beneath that when needed. This seems to be something that you have access to already, but something that you probably as well experience throughout your life. And I'll leave you with the love.
That's so powerful. And as you were talking, Vanita was saying that she has been told that she's connected to the Nagas. And
Oh
so
wow,
as she said that, I was I like Googled it, and Nagas are serpents in Sanskrit.
so cool.
So that's why you were saying the serpent. And in
Yeah.
Hinduism and Buddhism and Jainism, it's a member of a class of a mythical semi-divine being, half human, half cobra. But anyway,
Mhm.
I just kind of wanted to say that, just because you said that you had to say serpent, and you
Yeah.
felt very specific about it. So, and that's the
So
reason why I
cool.
thought that was very powerful. So Vanita says, so powerful. Thank you so much. This was amazing. Every year I see every birth. That's so beautiful. And when you were talking about her, like with the energy, like her, like being able to collect the energy and like kind of put it into one space, that Vanita has a podcast. And I was thinking about, Vanita, for you, like you're collecting all of these energies in your podcast and you're sharing this out. And so anyway, so I just
Oh,
kind of
that's
wanted
so
to
cool.
share
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like I just, when you
Yeah.
said that, it just made sense, so much sense. So anyway, I'm sure Vanita, um you have like even more deeper conversations within yourself about this reading. But that just kind of like struck me, like when I was listening to Maurice say that, I was like, oh my gosh, like
It's
it's
so
so
cool to
good.
get those third hand confirmations. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's really incredible. And yeah, so let's see. Um Vanita, I'm so happy that you enjoy this reading. And I'm trying to pull up, because I mean I have so many like beautiful, this is beautiful, this is, there people are just like saying they love this. So I'm trying to make sure that I get to the actual questions. Okay, so I have Peggy,
Hmm.
and she mentioned she resonated with a question about fear and animals. I've always been deathly afraid of bears and won't go into the woods by myself. Can you help me figure out why?
See what Bear has to say. Okay. Yeah, right away I'm in the woods. Super tall bear. Like it's like twice my height. Standing in front of me. You can feel the heat coming off of it. It's like a brown. I don't know the classifications of bear, but maybe a grizzly, a really big brown bear, standing on his hind legs. It puts its that would be its right paw. No, yes, its right paw on its chest and does a little bow. So I guess to kind of first put this probably uh, initial question to rest, Bear is absolutely one of your guides, and like I feel like I avoid saying main guide because like this is kind of relative, but like at least one of the ones that's absolutely closest to you. It starts to talk about how you spent a past life as a bear. So you are one person that's had like quite a few lifetimes. It feels like, and one of these lifetimes you spent as a bear. Another one you've been killed by a bear, and the fear that stems seems to come from this kind of deep ancient fear of this being mauled by a bear, which seems to have happened. I don't mean to get like gory or whatever, but like this seems to be how you passed in a lifetime, which is extremely traumatic, as one would think. And you've also spent a lifetime as a bear, and it's like it seems like a mashup of like both living as a bear and being killed by a bear that's leading to this like immense fear. Living as a bear, you became so intimately connected with your life as a bear and like embodying a bear and understanding the sheer uh, force, power, like a bite force, swimming ability. Like you experience these things firsthand. So there's a deep part of you that remembers this part of yourself and is afraid because you know more than anybody just how powerful bear can be. But also this has to do with a past life. Okay. Uh, this bow seems to be kind of almost like a curtsy in honor and respect of you. This is a being that wants to play a part in your life. It's not saying that you need to go out into the woods and expose yourself to bears. It's more that like you're being asked to connect with bear in a way that feels safe and resonant with you. This can only add to your life. You may be you may be one that sometimes feels sheepish, whether in crowds or around certain people, like as if that you're smaller than you actually are. Uh, you might feel that you sometimes have a hard time asserting yourself. These are this is indicative of the disconnect that you have from this ancient connection with bear that you've always had prior to this lifetime and well before. Um, and it's wanting to be that for you in this life. It's wanting to be your strength and your courage and your power. It is you. It's just a part of you. The way that I'm seeing it and experiencing it is more accurately. It's like a movie projection coming from you, from the inside of you, projecting outwards into my field of vision now. But this is you that I'm looking at. This is an aspect of you, and it feels like it just wants to be embraced again. It wants to be brought in. It's like there may have been things even within this lifetime that have caused you to kind of move further away from this aspect of yourself. And it's like now's the time that we must come together and work together and co-create. Without being able to embody this aspect, it'll be difficult for you to. I want to use the word procure, like it's difficult for you to like obtain things and obtain and keep things and maintain things. Also, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm feeling it. You may at times have issues sleeping or waking up at night or something like that. Bear is another seemingly an energy that's wanting to support you with that. And I want to say so much more, but I'll leave you with Bear's love.
That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, these are so amazing. All of these readings, I can't. It's just so amazing. And Peggy, I hope that that this answered your question. And she actually confirmed that she was that when you were talking about like when it happened, I guess she saw it too. She does a little bit of work too with she's been picking up a little bit of like the Akashic records and all that. So I think that's what she was saying. But she says, "Thank you, Maurice. So powerful. I needed this message."
You're so welcome. Of course.
So beautiful. And Vanita was saying, beautiful healing opportunity. Absolutely. Such a beautiful healing opportunity for you, Peggy. So hopefully you can take that and, you can rewatch this video later and, and hopefully connect with that. So well, we are at the end of the live, and I know we didn't get some of you, but we will. But you know that Maurice is coming in a couple weeks, so he's gonna come back and we're gonna be diving into the topic of mediumship. As you see, you've been basically witnessing how he just connects and brings in all of these messages from spirit. And so we're going to be diving deeper into that. And if you want to learn a little bit more about his mediumship circles, definitely do reach out to him on Instagram. And you can go into, and I'm gonna pull up here his Instagram info. I'm just gonna kind of try to find it. Here it is. Okay. Ancient.made.modern on Instagram, or you can go over to his website, ancientmademodern.com, and connect with him. He is such a beautiful soul, and I cannot express to y'all how amazing he is. I have personally received healing from him, and it's been really really powerful in my journey. One thing that I can share with y'all is that, he was able to see things that y'all know that I also do healing myself, and I do apply healing for myself, but sometimes we need to go to others because we have these like places that we don't see um for ourselves, because it's just a different perspective that we need. And he was able to bring in so much insight for me and so much healing. So I want to invite you to really connect with him if you feel connected to reaching out to him. So anyway, but we would love to stay here forever, but we do need to honor time and boundaries here. So I will go ahead and end it here. However, if you do want to reach out to him and book an appointment and get a reading, and the benefit of that is that you'll get, a lot of times it's not just a reading, you'll probably get some healing too in there. Like he'll just mix in a bunch of things in there. So whatever he feels intuitively that you need. So Maurice, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you,
Absolutely.
for your time, for your energy, for all of the knowledge that you're just freely sharing with us. It's just so beautiful. Everyone here is just so grateful to you, and I can't wait to have you again in a couple weeks. So mark your calendars, y'all. The first week, the first Thursday of April, he's gonna be here, just sharing. It's gonna be April 6th. He's gonna be sharing his amazing energy. So again. And one last thing I wanted to say too, I really want to take this moment to thank all of those who are part of my Cosmic Light Activation membership. I am so grateful to all of you, those of you who have joined and participating. You are helping me keep this channel going. So if you're interested in supporting this, you've been coming to the lives and you're really enjoying this educational work that we're putting in here, and you want to support bringing in people and learning and sharing and just expanding your knowledge, then please do consider going into my website and signing up for my email list, thebloominglotushealing.com, and so that you can get notified next time I open up the membership. So some of the things that you get is that you get weekly readings from me. They're collective readings. We have a private Telegram group, and we do monthly Akashic record healings and clearings. Like tonight, we have one for the group. So anyway, so if you want to join, make sure that you go into my website and sign up. This is a way that you can continue supporting this channel, and help me like expand and bring more of this beautiful energy into the space. So thank you all for being here again. And you have anything else you want to say before we go, Maurice?
Thank you to everyone that came and asked questions. I really appreciate it. I can feel all of your energy, and it was really nice and supportive and warm. I can't see any of your comments, but I can feel it. So thank you so much. And I just want to remind everybody, is everyone watching live, or what's today? Thursday. So
Yes.
by tomorrow on Evolve Me, I will have a free offering where, if for anyone who didn't get like an animal reading or messages, I'm going to call that, I think, messages from your power animals. You all are getting like a first-hand look at this. I haven't even created it yet. But if anyone else is looking for messages about their spirit animals, or from their spirit animals, I'm going to create a short free offering on Evolve Me. So if you go on the Evolve Me website and search me by tomorrow, because I'm going to do it like right after this probably, you will see it there. So I just wanted to kind of direct everybody there if you wanted to know anything else about your power animals.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maurice. And so that you can go to evolveme.com and look him up there for that beautiful offering, free offering. Thank you so much for you're so generous with us. And I cannot express how grateful I am to you over and over again. I say it, and I think that words are not enough to express the gratitude that I have for your time and your beautiful energy. So everyone, Thank you so much. I love y'all. Thank you for sticking up with us for 2 hours and talking about spirit animals and receiving and all of this beautiful energy. I'll see you next week. We'll be with Dawn doing the throat chakra, talking about the throat chakra. So don't forget to come back next week. Okay, love y'all.
All right, buddy.